As Destiny 2 keeps dropping more and more updates, the more and more people will be buying them. Now Shadow hasn't been keeping up with their updates until just recently, where they announced the power upgrade. But until we actually get those upgrades, can Shadow handle playing Destiny 2 at 4K, even with this old hardware? Let's take a look. Now before we get into anything, let's take a look at what Shadow sets the graphics settings at right out of the box. At 4K, we get a custom medium setting. Only the texture quality is set to the highest. Let's bump everything up to high to see what it can do. I also have the Steam in-game FPS counter in the top left corner for reference. The FPS reads 30 to mid-30s. Not good enough for me. We'll have to comply with Shadow's recommended settings and see what we get. I'll even lower the textures to ensure higher frames. Now this is better, but not as good as expected. 45 to 50 FPS is doable, but 60 would be nice. Now let's try this in a mission. As I progressed within the Witch Queen campaign, I noticed that my FPS increased plenty. Not only was I hitting 60, but I reached higher at these settings deeper in the mission. When I got out in the open world area once again, the FPS went back to 45-ish. Now this could depend on the world I'm in as well, but I do have to admit, the game doesn't look too much different on these settings either. It seems like a win to me. Now our Shadow is decently close to us and we get just under 20 milliseconds, which is great. Whether you're playing with controller or mouse and keyboard, acquiring targets was easy. Now please remember that this is running in 4K, so you will need an internet connection to support 4K. I suggest at least 50 megabits per second to be on the safe side. Now if you're running 1080p, then you should be just fine at 25. That should do you just nicely. Overall, I'm surprised that Destiny 2 runs pretty well on Shadow at 4K. I'm sure we'll get much higher frames once the new Shadow tier is available, but until then, or if you only play Destiny 2 on Shadow, you really don't need to upgrade. Happy fragging! If you like this overview of Destiny 2 on Shadow, feel free to give us a like. Also, make sure to subscribe and keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.